makers and creators, my name is Erin and welcome to my Wildlight channel. This video is going to be all about One Book July because I am finally going to be joining in with this YouTube challenge that's been around for a few years. Now, the challenge was originally started by Romany at Romany's Realm in conjunction with Miss Vicky B and Carrie Harling, who are the planner queens. The idea behind One Book July is to simplify your planning / journaling system, to bring it back down to basics. For those of us who are planners and journalers, many of us have, 3 or 4 or more different books, different notebooks, different systems, a huge amount of pens and ephemera that we use, and just lots and lots of stuff. And it can get a little bit overwhelming for sure. So the idea behind One Book July was for 1 month just to bring it right back down to basics. 1 book, 1 pen, 1 month. That was the original One Book July a few years back. Now I could never participate because there was just no way that I could go down to 1 book, 1 pen for 1 month. I had too many books, too many journals, too many planners, too many pens, But I always wanted to, and I've always watched the videos and I've always kept up with it, and I've always wanted to do it. This is my year. 2017, One Book July is my year. I'm ready, I'm willing, I'm just so good to go on this. I mean, and don't get me wrong, I'm a little bit nervous too because I'm using a couple of systems, which I will show you in a minute, but I'm not fulfilled. I certainly don't have Planner Peace. And I'm going to bring it back down and combine it into one and really simplify things up as much as I can and see where it goes. The other part of this challenge is the theme, go big or go home. It's up to you how you want to interpret that theme. It's up to you what that means to you and what you're going to do. I can hear my child sawing something in the living room. I'm going to have to check that. I'll be right back. Okay, everything's fine. They were just trying to get to the biscuits. It's up to you how you want to interpret go big or go home. You could do a big project or move into a bigger book, a bigger journal. It's completely up to you how you set that challenge. Which again, is one of the nice things about One Book July, is that you can really set this challenge for yourself. For me, I'm actually going to be in an A5 size notebook anyway. That is big, and I'm really happy big. I need to be big. I don't want to be small. I have no call to go pocket size, personal size. That's just not for me right now. I like big. In fact, I'm spending much more time working on larger canvases, which for me is part of the go big or go home theme. But I also, on that theme, I have a challenge that I want to do for the month of July, and that is to complete a video series that I've had in my mind for a while now that I would really like to just get down and get made. And it's a witchy journal series. It's about keeping a journal and using it in a kind of witchy elemental sort of way. More of that in another video, but I would really like to create that in the month of July. So that'll be part of my go big or go home challenge. I'm not going to go down to 1 pen. I'm just not. I can't do it. My journal is an art journal, and I thought about it. I thought, shall I go down to just 1 pen? Shall I pick a micron, a Pigma micron? And then I thought, no, I can't. I need watercolors. I need pencil. I need, my Pitt oil pencil, which I've just found, and it's been a game changer for me. It's changed my life. There's just no way. You know what? Let's do this. I'm going to show you what I'm sort of using now and what I'm going to bring it down to, what I'm going to move to. So, woohoo! One Book July. This is my current planner and journal setup. Mostly my weeklies are in my midori, and I will show you that now. In here, okay, so this is to start with a little pocket file that I made from a YouTube DIY, and I'll link it below because it's honestly one of my favorite things that I've got going on in here. I'm not that happy with my whole setup in here, but I do love this clear laminate pocket folder that I made. And it's so easy to do. So I'll put the link down below. And this is a stamp that I also made that I'm going to do a toot on because I love this stamp. It's one of my favourite things. And my favourite washi tape in the world. Jane Davenport's Mermaid Washi. It's the best. Okay, now most of my planning for my weekly and day-to-day plans happen in this little book. This is actually a combined book. It was 2 books from Linda, from Lindsets by Linda. It was the weekly planner, and it was also a dot grid book that I was using. And basically I had both of these books on the go, and there was pages, blank pages left in them, dotted about the books, and I just wanted to combine the 2 and make it to one book. So I pulled the staples out and got rid of pages I didn't need, combined pages that still were blank at the time, and actually turned the cover over. That was the outside, but I got bored of that because I'd had it for a while, and I put this on the outside because I wanted to see more of it. I love it. I love this cover. So this was a combined book, and I've been using the planner system like this, and it was really nice because it has a meal planner in it too. But I have actually created a home management file system where I have scheduled my cleaning, believe it or not, and scheduled my meals and my shopping list, and everything is in that binder. So I don't need to plan it in here so much. And as you can see, in the later dates, my planning has gotten very, very, very simple. I do a lot more art journaling now. I try to daily art journal. So I spend more of my time in my art journal and less of my time prettying up my day-to-day planner. That's just not necessary for me. So this whole kind of thing is a bit redundant now. And the next thing is this is a Tomoe River paper insert that I got from, I think it's bookbinders.com.au, and it's a journal and an art journal and an everything journal, and I do, like, I have some really special pages in here, but at the same time I've got to say I don't love the Tomoe River paper insert. I love Tomoe River paper. I use it in Hobonichi in here, and I absolutely adore it. But in this form, in this standard Midori thin insert, it doesn't do it for me. There's just something that doesn't work for me in this. So I do have special pages in here, and I obviously I want to finish the book, but I don't spend much time in here anymore. So I don't know. I just don't know. I'm doing a lot of writing with my fountain pen, which is nice, because it is lovely for fountain pen work, so that's good. But I'm not using it, I'm not using it all that much. I'm carrying it around everywhere, and I don't need it. This book is an original Midori blank book, and I've come back to this, and I really love it. The paper is thick, it's all rounder, it takes watercolor, you can do all sorts in it, you can stick things in, you can write with the different pens. It's just a great book. I really like the original Midori insert. It's a really good book. Now, I was wondering if I would need to put this in my One Book July setup, because it's kind of my spiritual book. It's where I put my spiritual studies about, whatever, deities, elemental work, anything that I happen to be working on at that particular season. I mean, I have other books for that too, but this is my go-to. This is like, okay, I need to write some notes. I'm going to write them in here, kind of thing. And that all goes in here. And see, like it takes watercolor and pen and ink really, really well. It's a great book. But again, I don't know, I'm using my art journal more and more, and I don't feel like I want to use it right now. There's my beautiful Hamza stamp again. Isn't it gorgeous? This was my first try. I think I can do better, make a better stamp too. Anyway, and there's the flip side of the clear plastic pocket that I absolutely love. And in the back is my card holder. So yeah. Now, this one here, let me just put the thing on here. Okay. This is is my art journal, and it's also my monthly planner for my creative business. Really, I do my video planning, my workshop planning, because I teach art journaling workshops in person, and you know, anything like that, any creative stuff that I want to plan, and I do in here. And I do my daily journaling, art journaling in here as well. This book is beloved. I don't take it out. And I think in One Book July, I don't think I will take it out either. Maybe I will. Maybe I'll have to. We'll see. This is what I'm going to find out in One Book July. Do I really need to? I mean, it's so big to carry, but having said that, I don't want to go small. I do not feel called to go into a pocket size, a personal size. I just don't want to. So I love A5. I love to work in A5. Anyway, so the cover here is a Chic Sparrow, and it comes from the Odyssey line. The color is Siren. It is so beautiful. It does scratch easily, but you know, that's part of the charm with this cover. It's thick. Oh, it's just amazing. You know, from the moment I received this, I absolutely loved it. It was love at first sight. There was fireworks, there was orchestral music. It just happened for me. It was love at first sight. It's such a special book because the Odyssey line is a distressed leather line. It comes stained, so there's not really much going on at the front. But if you flip it over, I don't know if you can see, but there's like ink splashes and ink rings, and it's messy, and I love that because I'm messy. There's nothing about me that's pristine and neat. My pages are messy, my art is messy, everything's messy. I usually always have ink on my hands. So it just suits me. It speaks to me, it suits me, and I love it. So this is the Chic Sparrow. Okay, so this is what it looks like inside. You've got the cards. Now, I don't use them because I don't really take this anywhere, and I'm not really one who needs a lot of stuff. I don't need all stickers and things like that in here because that's not the kind of art journaling I'm doing. I don't even really do tip-ins or anything like that. On the back is the secretarial pocket. Maybe I'll find in One Book July that there are things that I will want to put in here, but right now I'm not going to. Normally, any stickers or anything like that I would put in here, but I don't need it right now. Yeah, there is one strap here and 2, 3, so 4 straps in here, and I don't use them because the beauty of this book, now I was talking about how I didn't like the Tomoe River paper insert here because it was too thin, whereas this is Tomoe River paper. There's something about the thickness. I open up this journal and I don't have to take it out to work in this art journal. I can just work on it in here. It lays flat, it's thick, the paper is phenomenal. I mean, it's not without its quirks, you know, it does ruckle up and some ink goes through, but it has such charm, you know, the ruckling in here, even though it's thin, it has such charm. And when you start to like get 6 months through the year and it's really fat and there's so much in there, the love that I feel for this book, I can't even describe. I love it so much. It really works for me. I've got a few things going on in here. So at the front are the monthly sections here. So this is where I do my planning for my creative business. And what I found was there was a lot of space left at the end of the week because I was only putting in when I was doing a video, when I was doing a workshop, and it wasn't, and you know, stuff that I wanted to get done that month, important blocks of time that I needed to block out, which I usually do in watercolor. And I found that there was still a lot of free time, free space. So then I was using that space just to list achievements for that month, the things that I got done that I want to be able to look back on, you know, later on in the year. I want to be able to flick back to that month and go, oh yeah, I did that, and I did that, and I did that, because I have a tendency to forget what I've achieved. You know, my to-do list has 16 things on it, and I only get 5 things done, and instead of concentrating and congratulating myself on the 5 awesome things I got done, I beat myself up on all the things that I didn't get done. So this is a good way for me to remember, yes, you achieved this. Yes, you achieved this. Otherwise, I get to the end of the year and I think, God, what have you done? And then I look back and I go, actually, you did really well. That was really good. Oh, wow, you did that. Yeah, all right. Right on, girl. So it's really important. I tend to give each month like a fun name. So this was Juicy June, Miracle May, Action April. Look how boring April is. I think that's because I was actually doing so many things that I didn't really, you know, get in here that much. But obviously this one will be One Book July, go big or go home. So I haven't really gotten into here yet, but I will. Yeah, this beautiful washi tape my friend brought me back from Japan. God, I love it. It's so gorgeous. Okay, so this was the monthly section. Now there is another section in here that I barely ever use. So you get to the end of the monthlies and you get to the dailies, or that's a week spread, and then you've got the time for each day. And I never use this because I've been doing my dailies in my midori. So I never ever use this. I've tried, like I have a few dotted out bits here and there where I have tried to use it, but it just falls by the wayside. I thought about using it for tracking, but you know what? I don't track. I just don't track. It's not me. I don't track. So when I move into this for One Book July, I'm going to be using these for my dailies. So I need to get a paper clip. I was thinking about just starting off with this little Daiso cutie one here. And you know, if there's notes I need to write that I would normally have written in one of those other books, well, I've got all these blank pages here that I can use for planning and writing and note taking if need to, because they're just wasted otherwise. So, ta-da! One Book July. Here we go. I'll just pop that in there. So I'll know that my dailies will start from here in July. I'll no longer be using them in here. They'll start from here. Woohoo! Okay. Now, as far as bookmarks go, so the monthly section, I have a bookmark here. Let me turn this around. It is a beautiful bookmark from a shop on Etsy called Opal Wild. And she makes beautiful accessories for planners and journals. I don't know if there's any more of these left. There was two designs. There was brown, which she called hot cocoa, and then there was grey. By the time I got around to buying, there was any grey left. But that's okay. It's called like sweater weather or something like that. And oh, it's just precious. And I just love the beads that she chose. I love the finishings. It's so well finished. All the little clasps and everything, that, you know, it's just so well done. This little crocheted cover of the ball, the rings, the beads. Look at this owl bead. Everything about it is just precious, and I absolutely adore it. It's the loveliest bookmark. Absolutely lovely. I love it every time I see it. So pretty. My little owl. Okay, so I put one in the monthly section, and then the other goes in the dailies, which is not in the right spot right now. So there's a lot of writing going on in here at the moment, but that will go in the right spot eventually. Now, my art journal. So this is my daily art journal. And probably the journal that I spend the most time in of all of them. So I'm pretty good. I mean, I've done a lot. There's a lot in here. I absolutely adore it. But as you get closer to the end, there's a lot of pages that haven't yet, you know, they either haven't got color, or they're unfinished, or they're blank. So when I move in here completely over July, I would like to make sure that these are all updated. And then when they are, then I can do a flip through of it. And that I will also be in here, and I will also be doing daily journaling, daily art journaling in here. I've been doing a lot of writing. Not that much, but yeah. So I hope to start in July and daily journal and catch up completely so far. So that's basically it. This is going to be my One Book July setup. I'm going to ditch this whole thing because it's just, it's just making me feel like I need to do stuff in here that I really don't want to do. And I don't want to feel guilty. I don't want to feel like I have to use a planner because I feel guilty and I've got all these pages that I don't need. There's nothing in there that I can't actually do in here. I'm not going to use my planner as my wallet. I'm going to keep a separate wallet. I'm going to go dig up one of my old wallets and just use that. And that's it. So anyway, this video has gone on for quite a while, so I'm going to leave it there. But I'm really looking forward to my One Book July setup. I will be putting updates in, and yeah, that's about it for now. Thank you for watching, guys. I look forward to finding out about your One Book July too. See you later.